Like, everyone knows food can be a competition, right? But have you ever thought about, like, the really intense world of super hot pepper?
We're talking like ghost pepper versus Carolina Reaper. Those kinds of heavyweight contenders.
Yeah, those are big ones.
And it's not just some bragging rights thing with these peppers. It gets, well, kind of deep.
It really does, yeah.
Today, we are diving deep into those super hots.
Yeah.
We've got the ghost pepper, which, it's a total legend. Comes from India.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Carolina Reaper.
Mm.
That one's a lab-created beast right out of South Carolina. So first up, ghost pepper. This thing brings us scorching. Are you ready for this? 1 million Scoville heat units.
Wow.
I know, right? It's hard to even imagine that much heat. The ghost pepper is known for this slow burn. It builds and builds, and then it hangs around, long after you've taken that bite.
It's true. And that million on the Scoville scale, it sounds like a big number. And it is a big number, but what does it really mean? Think of it this way. A jalapeno, like you get on nachos, that's usually around 5,000 Scoville units.
Okay, so we're talking about a pepper that is hundreds of times hotter than a jalapeno.
Exactly. At least 200 times hotter. And that slow burn that you were talking about, that's the ghost pepper's secret weapon, I think. The way those capsaicinoids are put together, it messes with you. In a good way, usually.
Capsaicinoids. You're talking about the stuff that actually makes a pepper hot.
Right. Those chemical compounds, they are responsible for all that heat.
No.
And in the ghost pepper, they create this gradual buildup, which is something that, honestly, a lot of cuisines really prize because it gives the heat a chance to kind of develop alongside those other flavors.
Yeah, it becomes like a whole experience.
Exactly. More complex, And a lot of people find that a lot more enjoyable than just, bam, instant pain.
So the ghost pepper was king for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But then, from a lab in South Carolina, came a challenger, Carolina Reaper. It's pepper.
Yeah.
It didn't just break the Scoville scale. It obliterated it.
It's true.
We are talking about a Guinness World Record holding 1.6 million Scoville heat units.
Yeah.
And some of these peppers, they even hit a mind-blowing 2.2 million.
Yeah, that'll get your attention.
The Reaper's not here to play around. No slow burn here. This is like an immediate, aggressive, in-your-face kind of heat. And it's all thanks to its own unique blend of those capsaicinoids, right?
Exactly. It's like a completely different mixture than what you find in the ghost pepper.
Yeah.
And that's why they feel so different. Now, the burn itself from a Reaper, it may not actually last as long as the ghost peppers burn, objectively.
Really?
But a lot of people would argue that the sheer intensity of that Reaper heat, it actually makes it feel like it's lasting longer.
It's so intense, it messes with your perception of time.
Yeah.
Wild.
Exactly. Your brain is just overwhelmed.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The Reaper, it's got this fruity flavor.
It's true.
It's like this weird, delicious, fiery paradox.
Yeah, it's true.
So we've got two incredible peppers, each with its own personality, its own approach to heat. We've got the slow burn, and we've got the raging inferno. So, how do we even decide?
Mm-hmm.
Which one wins this thing?
Well, if we're talking strictly, scientifically, physiologically, it really comes down to the capsaicin. Specifically, we're talking about the concentration and types of capsaicinoids in each pepper. Different capsaicinoids, they're going to trigger those heat receptors in our mouths, with different intensities and for different lengths of time. And that's why when you eat them, some peppers, they feel hotter or that burning feeling might linger longer than others. But best. That's subjective, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some people, they absolutely love that slow, steady build of the ghost pepper. They want to savor the pain. While others, they want that immediate, knock your socks off roller coaster ride of the Carolina Reaper. It's really all about what you're into.
So it's like choosing your own personal thrill ride, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And it makes you wonder, right? Why are we so obsessed with these fiery extremes? What does it say about us as humans that we're constantly pushing the limits, searching for the highest number, the most intense experience? Is it all about, bragging rights and testing our limits? Or could it be something more than that? Maybe it's about exploring the full spectrum of what our senses can handle, even if that means getting a little uncomfortable.
It's a great question.
It's something to think about.